Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, wherever you are in the world, and welcome to FI Asia online event. This session, Top 10 Food and Beverage Trends in ASEAN, is presented by Ms. Irene Versbergen. She is Insight and Innovations Manager APEC from Innova Market Insights. Irene is located in Indonesia and represents Innova in the APEC regions. In her roles as Insights and Innovations Manager, she is providing Innova customer with strategic insights, share latest industry trends, and consult in development of new products, innovations, and market success. So please welcome Irene.
Thank you very much for the introduction, Jutimas, and I'm really happy to be here today to talk about the top food and beverage trends for 2021 in Asia. So before we deep dive into the top 10 trends in Asia, let me give you a brief introduction about Innova Market Insights so that you all understand where the insights that you will see in this presentation are coming from. So Innova Market Insights is the world leader in food ideas and answers. We are a global market intelligence agency and have been tracking food and beverage trends for over 25 years. We track new launched products in the retail market and have the world's biggest food and beverage product database. Besides looking at retail product launches, Innova also conducts many consumer insight studies across the globe. Also, we look into market sizing and have in-country researchers to really provide the in-country trends across the globe. So having that said, let's go and have a look at what are the key trends that we've identified for this year in Asia. So this is an overview of the top 10 trends for 2021. I would like to highlight each of the 10, and then we will deep dive into each and every one of them to see what they're all about. So trend number 1, transparency triumphs. It's a clear winner because brands are really upping their transparency game to meet evolving consumer demands. So that can be through meaningful storytelling, clean label, as well as sustainable sourcing. The second trend identified for 2021 is called planned forward. And we are seeing that all across the globe and also emerging now in Asia. So really the expansion of plant-based in more categories as well as countries. Trend number 3, tailor to fit, all about personalized nutrition. We have trend number 4, new omni-channel eating, as food service and retail remain more and more overlap, and consumers can really eat what they want, when and where they want it. Trend number 5, in tune with immune. That's of course very much related to the COVID-19 situation. Everyone is on top of their immunity game to make sure to stay healthy. Trend number 6, nutrition hacking. All about technology is addressing demands for food and beverages with enhanced nutritional value, as well as sustainability and ethical impact. Trend number 7, mood the next occasion. The new product development is seeing staggering growth and claims on pack that relate to specific moods. Then trend number 8, product mashups when trends collide. All about merging different parts of innovation for success. Can be categories, ingredients, or flavors into one product to really broaden dimensions of indulgence. Trend number 9, modern nostalgia. While global trends get a local makeover, we see regional stalwarts as brought into a new relevance. So a modern twist to something that we are all familiar with. And trend number 10, age of the influencer. So in the time when influencer endorsements are giving products a push, a slow shift to more reliable influencers is occurring as well. So these are the top 10 trends for 2021, and let's have a closer look at each of them to further understand how they are impacting the industry and what kind of product innovations and inspiration we are finding in the market in Asia. So trend number 1, transparency triumphs. It's, as I said, a clear winner. We see so many manufacturers and brands upping their transparency game to meet evolving consumer demands. As we see here on the left side is a statement from one of our recent consumer insights surveys. To me, product information is of major importance. I want to know what the product contains. So many consumers across the globe, but especially also in Asia, agree with this statement. So they are looking for product information, and mostly really to see what is the benefit of the product, but also to learn where ingredients are coming from. So here on the right side, we see 2 different ways of how this is impacting the industry nowadays. From trend to product, here's a great example, this new product innovation from India that was launched in February last year. On the back of the packaging, they ask very consumer-like questions like, what are milk protein isolates? Or is this lactose-free? And they answer these questions. So yeah, really transparent at the transparency at its top. Then it can also be about packaging technologies, of course. An example here is the collaboration of Unilever and Alibaba. They launched this waste-free world project, and it's the first AI closed-loop plastic recycling system in China. So in a few key cities in China, you can find these recycling machines, and consumers can put their plastic empty bottles in the machine. And as a reward, they can get coupons to, for example, spend at Alibaba. So there's also a reward for consumers to be more sustainable. So when we talk about transparency, meaningful storytelling can really be derived through clean label. And we've been talking about clean label for many years, and it's really evolved. And in each region and country, we are seeing different layers of where the clean label movement is about. But here on the left side is a great visualization. So a few years back, clean label really started with claims like natural, no additives, nothing artificial. And that's very much related to storytelling and transparency, of course. But nowadays it's been growing to claims like GMO-free or minimally processed. And nowadays we're also seeing product innovations that only put real and recognizable and short ingredients on the list. Also, reformulations that are lower in sugar and fat is all related to clean label. And of course, you have to communicate that to consumers to be transparent and tell the story. And nowadays, as we see here on the outer layer of the clean label evolution, it's also about human and animal welfare, supply chain transparency, plant-based is also a thing, and sustainably sourced items. So looking at one of our consumer studies that we conducted in Asia, 7 in 10 Asian consumers say that they are interested in learning about more about where their food comes from and how it is made. And this product that we see here on the right side from South Korea is a great example of this. Already, if you see on the front of the packaging, it says slow milk, 63 degrees, and it has a few of these claims front of pack, like microfilter, and also it refers to type of farm management. And on the side of the packaging as well, it says more about slow sterilization at the 60°C for 30 minutes. And there's a microfilter process used to preserve freshness and nutrition. And even it says the amount of bacterials that are included, so that it's below 8 K per milliliter. So again, many different claims in this product example here on the right side that refer to clean label and really tell the story to educate consumers on what they want to know, because clearly consumers are interested in where ingredients and the product is coming from. Trend number 2, plant forward. This is all about the mainstream appeal for plant-based that is driving expansion to more categories and regions. So plant-based, we've been talking about it for a few years. It started decades ago with the vegetarian trend coming up, and around 5-7 years ago, vegan really came up. And nowadays we're talking about plant-based, so really this claim, plant-based, that we see popping up everywhere. And what is so interesting about plant-based, it doesn't refer to a specific diet. So it really attracts the mainstream audience. And this started with meat substitutes, dairy alternative drinks, and these are still the key categories that we see new product innovation in Asia in. But what is new is that it's really growing to all kinds of categories and expanding as a trend. We'll see that in the next slide. But here on the right side is some great visualization of what is happening in Asia. So for example, we're now seeing that Starbucks has introduced a new plant-based menu in Indonesia last February. So also food service is really adopting towards this trend. One of the biggest manufacturers globally, Nestlé, they've opened a new manufacturing facility in Malaysia to produce plant-based protein products for the Asian market. And they, for example, produce their Harvest gourmet brands that we now see in Malaysia, in China, and other countries throughout the region. And they also very much focus on having a plant-based version of local popular dishes. Because in Asia, maybe the burger patties won't work as it does in the Western regions. But we are now seeing plant-based versions of famous local dishes. Also, this product here from the Philippines, it's a meat-free giling from the Philippines. So a very well-known dish, but now in a plant-based version. And here we're seeing the further expansion of plant-based. So it's a global phenomenon as we see, but it has regional differences and implications, and also tapping into more categories, as I said. So on the left side, we're seeing in the United States, you have cheese-free cheese sauce. Also in Chile, they have this nut milk. So it's a plant-based milk using combination of pineapple and cabbage. Very interesting new food technology. But also more fish alternatives that we are seeing in the market. This one from Brazil, but I've also spotted a few in Australia, New Zealand, and in Europe. Looking at Europe, we're also seeing confectionery products, plant-based creamers, and in Asia, as well following the global trend, we're seeing Burger King, McDonald's, other fast food chains, as well as chains like Starbucks, that we saw on the previous slides, that are launching plant-based options for their consumers. And here as well, Taiwan, in May this year, there was the wonderful food that launched a plant-based spoonable yogurt. And also in countries like Indonesia, we are seeing more plant-based options like this cereal bar, which is, by the way, also a growing trend, cereal bars within Asia. Very interesting new category. Trend number 3, tailor to fit. Personalized nutrition is really in the spotlight here, as consumers look for food and beverage options that fit their unique lifestyle, because everyone is different. Young consumers, older consumers, different genders, income types, but also specific beliefs and needs that consumers have nowadays. So really their unique lifestyle. And again, in one of our consumer surveys, we found that 3 in 4 Asian consumers say that I have found more ways to tailor my life and the products I buy to my individual style, beliefs, and needs. So it's all being tailored to specific needs that consumers have nowadays. Here on the right side is a great new product from Kiri. They have this iMuse functional beverage. And it's functional claims as well as a focus on the immune field. So yeah, that's another trend that we will identify later on and deep dive in. But yeah, it's Japan's first food with functional claims in the immune field. And they are trying to develop it as a product that will lead the health drink market. So we are talking about these lifestyle specific needs and products. Again, in one of our surveys here on the left side, there was one statement. How would you prefer to have your nutritional experience personalized? First of all, consumers answered in Asia based on my nutritional needs. And secondly, we have based on my lifestyle. And 3, based on my body composition. That's of course also very important. But this lifestyle factor is the number 2. So it's really key in that consumers are looking for food and beverage options that fit whatever their lifestyle is. And key type of lifestyle trends that we are seeing in Asia is plant-based, growing at 40% growth rate of new product innovations, vegan as well. Even keto is coming up in Australia and New Zealand, but also in countries like the Philippines and India. And again, here on the right side, some product innovations that are really specifically targeting a lifestyle. Here, this product in Indonesia, low GI cookies. So if you're following a low GI diet, can also be about low carb, this product on the far right side from India. And again, more plant-based solutions that we are finding in the market, like this plant-based protein shake, if you're following a high protein as well as a plant-based diet. Trend number 4, new omni-channel eating. So we are seeing in the market, and definitely driven by COVID-19 as well, is the further overlap of food service and retail. And consumers can now eat what they want, when and where they want it. And yeah, I think we can all relate, and even we're seeing it in our consumer surveys, that 2 in 5 Asian consumers say that they ordered more online from restaurants for home delivery over the past year. Well, I think who hasn't ordered more, right, in the last year due to COVID-19, with restaurants, many of them being closed. But yeah, it's all about cross-channel convenience. So eating what you want, when and where you want it. And very much this trend relates on cutting out the middleman. So here's 3 examples that we spotted in the last year. On the left side, in India, top 2 food delivery startups, Swiggy and Zomato, they began delivering alcohol as it was really high in demand because the country banned alcohol sales during COVID-19 in their first lockdown. So it's kind of like cutting out the government as a middleman for these food delivery startups. But it can also be about this, this restaurant here in the middle from the Philippines, Hapag. They have delivered now meal kits, so designed by chefs, but kind of you cut out the chef in the restaurant, so you can have the restaurant experience at home, but also cooking it yourself. So different meal kit solutions. And on the right side, also a very fun example of new omni-channel eating is that Thai Airways has opened a plane-themed restaurant for those people who are craving in-flight meals after months of traveling restrictions. So you can have the full airplane experience without traveling. So yeah, as I mentioned, it's all about addressing convenience as well as providing a richer experience and accessible indulgence for consumers during COVID-19. So from consumer insights to new product development, we're seeing three statements here that a lot of consumers in our survey panel have agreed to. On the left side, I did more home cooking using convenient meal solutions during the past year. And we see that reflected in new retail items across the region. For example, this soup set that you can buy in South Korea. So again, it's a meal solution, so convenient, but still you have a home cooked meal. And we are seeing much more of this. It's already a big trend in Europe as well. So a lot of these meal kit solutions that you can buy, that is now also emerging in Asia. Another one here in the middle, in the supermarket, I look for flavors I tried at restaurants and street stalls. So they want to get that experience from eating at a restaurant, but then at home. A new product here that was just launched last month in Thailand is cow soy. It's also a meal kit set, and it's a typical street food dish that you can then cook at home. And here on the far right side, restaurant branded products are a convenient way to attain restaurant experience or their flavors at home. And this is quite an interesting trend because of course, at the beginning of the pandemic, many restaurants were closed down and started food delivery. So like we also saw that they are, well, delivering food to people's stores. But another movement was that restaurants were launching packed products to be sold in the supermarket. And this product from Japan is an example of that. So it's from Mandala Restaurant. It's a restaurant in Japan. And even on the back of the packaging, you can see a photo of the inside of the restaurant. But yeah, the idea is that you can still have that restaurant experience, but you can easily cook it at home. Trend number 5, in tune with immune. So the ongoing anxiety from COVID-19 will really continue to push consumers towards prioritizing immune health. I think we've all been doing that, focusing on staying healthy and have like a good, healthy immune system, to make sure we protect ourselves towards COVID-19. Also in our consumer study, 4 in 5 Asian consumers say that I'm increasingly looking for food and beverage products that support my immune health. And again, retail, of course, responds to this. More people want to focus on immune health. So there's more product innovations that are really listing this front of pack and saying this as a claim and a unique selling point. We see here the product from Singapore launched in June this year, Defense Sparkling Vitamin Water. Also this immune booster that was launched in March this year in Indonesia, as well as this jamu. It's a traditional herbal drink in Indonesia. And now this private label brand, Alfamart, launched this new product in the market and also focused on immune health. With immune health on the top of consumers' minds, there's an increased interest in botanical ingredients. Again, many consumers, 4 in 5 in Asia, say that due to COVID-19, they have spent time educating themselves on ingredients and procedures that can boost their immune health. So they are very much focused on what can be helpful, what can I eat or drink to boost my immune health. And again, we asked a follow-up question, which elements do you find most important to achieve immune health? Well, first of all, consumers said getting enough sleep, but secondly, choosing foods naturally high in nutrients, so vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. And this is again, indeed, a trend within this trend that we are spotting. So the focus on botanical ingredients. Like these 2 examples on the right side, this product from India, which was launched in the middle of the pandemic, so last year. And this is actually not a new product, but it's a new packaging. So this brand updated their packaging to feature boost immunity, 2 spoons of turmeric. So again, focusing on a specific botanical, turmeric in this case, and relating that to immunity boosting. In Indonesia, we see a similar movement, but then more focused on ginger. I see it here as well. I live in Indonesia, and everyone is looking at ginger as the key ingredient to boost immunity, as well as products like from this brand. They have this healthy chocolate with clearly front of pack immune booster. So again, very many new innovations that are focused around immune health nowadays. Trend number 6, nutrition hacking, is more focused on technology, because technology is addressing demands for food and beverage with enhanced nutritional values, but also to enhance the sustainable and ethical impact that products can have. 9 in 10 Asian consumers in our consumer studies said that I believe in progress in food and beverage through science. So yeah, we're talking about nutrition hacking, tapping into improved nutrition and balancing products. But it's of course also a dilemma that consumers can have. Natural, focusing on natural products or on this tech-driven approach. And this is also what manufacturers are looking at. And best, of course, is to leverage best of both worlds. But consumers also say that they are willing to sacrifice naturalness in the product for enhanced nutritional values. Example here of the Singapore University of Technology and Design, they have this new 3D printed milk. So researchers developed this low temperature technique to preserve nutrients, but to still be able to 3D print these aesthetically pleasing looking products in the market. And they are all customized for individual requirements. So again, also focus on personalized nutrition. So yeah, again, nutrition hacking, but it can also be finding that balance between natural and tech-driven approach. Trend number 7, mood, the next occasion. So new product development is showing growth in new claims, front of pack, that relate to specific mood platforms. And mood and mental well-being is part of holistic well-being, which is of course very important. Here on the left side, we see the holistic well-being triangle, let's say, physical well-being, so having a healthy body, but also having a healthy mind is of course of major importance for feeling totally healthy, as well as spiritual time is a factor there. And also the WHO says if we don't act fast, by 2030, burnout and mental illnesses will be really the key illness that we will see across the globe. So again, it's really on top of everyone's mind, I guess, also due to COVID-19. And product innovation here on the right side also responds to COVID-19 is that we are seeing more health and wellness trends exploding all across the region, as well as in China. This product here is an interesting one. It's launched by Coca-Cola. It's called the Wake Up Face, and it's a snackable drink to make your skin glow, but also to help you sleep. So it's again something for beauty, physical well-being, as well as getting a good night's sleep. So all for like a holistic approach. And this product, it's as well a plant-based solution. So ingredients that are included are botanicals, collagen, as well as GABA that will promote a better sleep. Here we are zooming into those mood platforms that I've been talking about on the left side. So mood can be derived through different ways. And here in this overview, it's quite interesting to see. We see on the vertical axis the share of food and beverage innovations with this specific mood claim on packaging. And on the horizontal axis, we see the growth rate of these type of mood claims in the market over the past 5 years. So we're seeing on the horizontal axis, what is next is really mind function and focus. So we don't see many products yet in the market, but a strong growth in the last few years. Also sleep again is one of the key claims. And more established platforms are happiness, so products that really claim happy and happiness, energy, recharging type of claims, and relaxation. And again, taking a holistic approach, we're seeing that in more types of product innovations, as well as this product on the right side. It's a ready-to-drink beverage from Amul brand in India. And they are using ashwagandha and say on the packaging, so again, transparency, trend number 1, that ashwagandha is proven to help building immunity, reducing joint pain, developing memory, improving insomnia, and reducing mental stress. So taking multiple of these platforms for a holistic approach in new product development. So we are already at trend number 8, product mashups, when trends collide. So this is all about merging different elements of products. So it can be ingredients or flavors or different type of textures to create a new dimension of indulgence. Here on the left side, again, from our consumer survey, 2 in 3 Asian consumers say that I am interested in trying new sensory experiences. So aromas, new tastes, textures, colors, sensations. And of course, specific type of consumer, millennials, young consumers, they are very receptive of this trend. They are more adventurous and are looking to discover new products. This new innovation on the right side, I thought it was a really interesting one because due to COVID-19, a lot of dragon fruit production in Vietnam, farmers could not sell their dragon fruits because normally it would be exported to China. And now they were sitting on their batch of dragon fruit that they could not sell. And this bakery in Vietnam, they said, okay, I will buy the dragon fruits and create a new type of product. And they've created this pink bread, and it was hugely popular, as you see as well. Many consumers are waiting in line to get their hands on this pink bread. So this is a great reaction to COVID-19, the situation we live in, but also an example of this trend where different trends collide for success. So in this case, having a new sense of color and experience in a bread. We see this trend very much happening in food service. So it's a key channel for hybrid innovations. Here's 3 examples that we found across the region. On the left side in Thailand, there's a collaboration between Lay's and Pizza Hut, and they've created this this new flavor of Pizza Hut, pizza flavored Lay's chips. Also in the middle from Starbucks, so again from food service, they have this combination of Taiwanese almond tofu and smooth chocolate coffee that brings a new experience for coffee lovers. And on the right side, another hybrid innovation and collaboration in China. Lilicha and Holy Land, they launched this drinkable cake. So it's actually different layers. There's a layer of crème brûlée, a layer of boba, and also some cheesecake layers. So again, very different textures and indulgence in one product. Trend number 9, modern nostalgia. While we see that global trends get a local makeover, there's also regional stalwarts that are brought in modern relevance. So here on the left side, I think a great example of taking it global, so a global trend and giving it a local makeover, is what we are seeing happening in plant-based. It's really a global trend, but this trend is getting local implication in Asia. So for example, instead of Impossible Burger, you can buy an Impossible Satay in a Singapore's restaurant. As well as Singapore Airlines sells these Impossible Satay on aircrafts nowadays. So again, a local implication of a global trend. But modern nostalgia can also be derived by reimagining flavors. So an exotic ingredient in a familiar product that we're seeing here on the right side. So Fresh Hippo Hot Pot, they developed this cheese-based side dishes suitable for Chinese hot pots in collaboration with Onshore. So they have a whole range of familiar products that you can put in your hot pot, but now, quite exotically, cheese is included. So there's cheese and seafood nuggets, shrimp paste filled with cheese, salted egg yolk, all kinds of cheese, fish, noodles. Well, again, reimagining flavors, so something exotic in products that we know to really fit within this modern nostalgia trend. And modern nostalgia is all about this modern twist to something that we know, to really stimulate consumers' appetite. And again, some great examples here on the slide. On the left side, introducing drinks and sweet recipes using vinegar. And this can also be derived from a trend that we're seeing in the US, the use of apple cider vinegar. Well, we're now also seeing here as new recipes and ready-to-drink options that you can buy. On the right side here, modern twist. So you can use this sesame dressing not only for salad, but also for stir fry. So again, different applications for a product that we know. We reached trend number 10, which is called Age of the Influencer. So we are all seeing this right online. There's so much influencers in different countries and regions and sub-regions that are promoting and endorsing products. But there's also a slow shift to more reliable influencers that is occurring. So all in pursuit for creating that brand connection with consumers. So here on the left side is just an overview of digital transformation that fuels the innovation pipeline of manufacturers. So first of all, it's all about data-driven consumer profiling. So which consumer do you want to reach? Who is your target group? Then you tailor your product innovation towards that target group. What kind of flavor or product would they like? And then, of course, you want to engage with that target group. And how to do that? That can be through influencing, because it's really the age of the influencer nowadays. And Nestle, they had, it's a great example here featured from Nescafe. They launched this fruity iced coffee range, aiming for young consumers who are more adventurous in trying new flavors. And they've invited pop star Justin Huang to be the spokesperson of this range. And of course, he very much fits with the target group that Nestle wants to approach and engage with here. But we need to take into account that within Asia, consumers can be different age groups or profiles, or from different countries, are looking for different platforms in terms of inspiration. So here on the right side, we also asked in our consumer survey, what online sources of inspiration do you use when purchasing food and beverages? And in India, it's more about traditional marketing like TV, websites, cooking books, printed magazines. While in China, WeChat and Weibo are really the key platforms that consumers go towards to find inspiration for food and drinks. And in Indonesia, it's more about Instagram and vloggers. So again, you really need to know your audience and know that the product will fit your audience, as well as picking the right online platform to promote your product with the right influencer. So this was it for the top 10 trends for 2021 in Asia. If there's any questions, please reach out to me. My contact details are here on left upper corner. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, Irene, for the very insightful presentation. And thank you everyone for watching. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Kelly Stang. I'm the Regional Agricultural Counselor at the U.S. Embassy in Bangkok, Thailand. I'm so glad you could join us today. We're going to introduce the USDA FAS organization, talk about the services and assistance we give to food importers and manufacturers in Thailand, introduce a couple new interesting food products, and talk about the USA Pavilion and our webinar series. Who are we? We are the Foreign Agricultural Service of the U.S. Embassy in Bangkok, and we represent the interest of the U.S. Department of Agriculture to Thailand to improve market access and promote the export of U.S. food and agricultural products. FAS assists U.S. companies to enter new markets abroad with introductions to strategic stakeholders like yourself and offer tailored business advice. We assist the Thai food counterparts to meet the right U.S. suppliers to provide excellent business solutions for sustainable business growth. At present, FAS has a global network of 98 offices covering 177 countries that uniquely position us to help U.S. food and feed producers enter our export markets. We have a variety of programs and activities that showcase what U.S. agriculture has to offer in Thailand and that foster cooperation with trade to benefit both countries. You can visit our website, www.fas.usda.gov, and learn about some of the resources we offer. But what do? We support trade policy and market access issues. FAS works to expand and maintain access to foreign markets for U.S. agricultural products by removing trade barriers and enforcing U.S. rights under existing trade agreements. FAS works with foreign governments, international organizations, and the Office of the U.S. Trade Representative to establish international standards and rules to improve accountability and predictability for agricultural trade, which benefits everyone when we know what to expect. We also work on trade promotion. USDA supports USA pavilions at trade shows around the world, as well as supports trade missions to create opportunities to forge relationships with potential customers, gain market intelligence, and most importantly, generate sales. We provide product training and education in countries where we work, and we also provide market intelligence reports. These are free reports called Global Agriculture Information Network reports, or GAIN reports. You can even sign up and have these reports emailed to you when we publish new reports on topics you're interested in learning about. Again, you can find those at fas.usda.gov. Trade policy and market access issues. FAS works to expand and maintain access to foreign markets for U.S. agricultural products by removing trade barriers and enforcing U.S. rights under existing trade agreements. FAS works with foreign governments, international organizations, and the Office of the U.S. Trade Representative to establish international standards and rules to improve accountability and predictability for agricultural trade, which benefits everyone when we know what to expect. We also work on trade promotion. The USDA supports USA pavilions at trade shows around the world, as well as supports trade missions to create opportunities to forge relationships with potential customers, gather market intelligence, and most importantly, generate sales. We provide product training and education, as well as write market intelligence reports. We publish Global Agriculture Information Network reports, which you can sign up for and have these reports emailed directly to you when we publish new reports on topics that you're interested in learning about. We carry out international development projects. The Food for Progress program is just one that we deliver to help developing countries and emerging democracies modernize and strengthen their agricultural sectors. We don't have any active projects in Thailand at this time, however. This is an overall picture of U.S. agriculture exports. Southeast Asia is rising in importance for U.S. exporters, and it's a crucial market that our companies want to serve. Thailand is the 15th top export market for U.S. agricultural products, and the United States was Thailand's third largest supplier of agricultural goods, with 13% market share, behind Brazil and China. As you saw in today's Innova Market Insights presentation, there are so many interesting ongoing trends that show huge market opportunities for food and beverage manufacturers, including plant-based trends that are now reaching global phenomenon status. The rising interest in this trend has driven expansion to different regions, not just in the United States and European countries, but also in Southeast Asia countries, including Thailand. This accelerates demand for new formats for plant proteins and more sophisticated meat alternatives. As consumers are powering up on plant protein, we want to help you source new plant-based ingredients and get the right ingredients to meet growing opportunities and be able to tailor products to consumer preferences. To help food manufacturers and food industry be ready to take advantage of those opportunities, our FAS team worked with our industry partners to organize 3 webinars to help you all be up to speed on some of these top trends. We hope you enjoyed the webinar from Innova Marketing Insights on the top 10 new trends. I think it was fascinating to hear what's coming up for the food industry. Don't miss the upcoming webinars from U.S. Dairy Export Council on September 15 and from the U.S. Soy and USA Pulses on September 17. These are just some of the industry organizations that are available to help you connect with U.S. companies and partners to find the right ingredients you're looking for. Several of them will be present at the Food Ingredients Asia show. Additionally, our office would be happy to connect you to any partner to talk about their industry's products. To show you some examples of how USDA and our trade alliance partners help the food industry, here are 2 examples of how U.S. ingredients have developed new, interesting products. The first product is Lemon Ginger Protein Ice Pop, using an interesting dairy ingredient. It's an adult spin on a classic kid treat. This fun-flavored ice pop offers excellent nutritional value thanks to a high-quality U.S. dairy ingredient, whey protein isolate. It's a great, easy option for healthy snacking in between meals or post-workout. 1 serving contains 10 grams of protein and less than 100 calories. Many consumers want a holistic diet based on what they perceive as good food choices. They're choosing products that support overall healthy lifestyles while making considerations for their mind and body, but also considerations for a healthy environment. Lifestyle ingredients are winning. 57% of U.S. consumers want snacks made with what they perceive to be natural ingredients. Although different age groups have their own distinct relationship with food, this frozen treat appeals to multiple generations. Nearly 60% of U.S. Gen Xers and baby boomers would like to increase protein consumption, as well as 53% of millennials and 39% of Gen Xers. Less than 100 calories per serving, it's clean label without any artificial ingredients. Whey protein isolate provides high quality, complete protein naturally found in milk used to boost the protein content of foods. It's got that neutral flavor that complements foods, limiting the need for masking agents. Another up-and-coming product is USP protein and pea flour. USP and soy protein can serve as the foundation for plant-based alternative foods. Applications for these ingredients include alternative meats, snacks, and other food products that benefit from a high protein additional ingredient, especially those high carbohydrate snack foods. It's also gluten-free. For example, in vegan cheese applications, plant proteins with mild flavors and white color more easily mimic traditional dairy cheeses. Some specialty USP proteins even have a milk-like flavor that contribute a pleasant taste. When you combine pea proteins with another interesting U.S. food ingredient, California walnuts, you have an innovative match to create delicious new plant-based food products. The simplicity of formulating plant-based proteins with walnuts makes them a viable and usable ingredient in consumer packaged foods, as well as ready-to-eat products for food service operators. The main benefit of using walnuts as a plant-based ground meat is the ability to formulate proteins with simple ingredients that consumers are familiar with. All you need are walnuts, a legume, such as black beans or chickpeas, and a seasoning blend, and you get an exceptional plant-based ground meat that can be used for tacos or frozen entrees such as lasagna. The United States is a leading source of high-quality, safe, and innovative food products, including, but not limited to, dairy, wheat, soybean, peas, lentils, dried fruit, and nuts. Functional food ingredients, typically classified as traditional foods that have been enriched with an ingredient, are able to provide additional benefits to human health. These days, a functional ingredient does not have a strict definition. However, they are broadly considered as ingredients that have the potential to influence health over and above their basic nutritional value. Our suppliers have the expertise in the supply of quality products to export markets that can meet your needs. For the United States, quality and safety are paramount, along with meeting strict safety standards regulated and enforced throughout the supply chain. Excellent research and development facilities, both public and private, assist in the innovation process by facilitating development of new and differentiated products, as well as continued improvements to known products to meet client and consumers' demands. The USA Pavilion, the only country-hosted pavilion at the show, is hosting some top suppliers who are ready to talk with you at the Food Ingredients Asia 2021 show. We hope you visit the USA Pavilion and tell us about the products you're looking for. I know we can help you. And we look forward to meeting you again in person as soon as possible. Thanks for joining this presentation today.